Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Now, let's have a look at some of the stocks on the move today in Europe. I'm Caroline Hepker, joined by Bloomberg's equities reporter Joe Easton. Joe, good morning. Let's kick things off with Diageo. They're considering options for their stake in an Indian cricket team. How are investors reacting to that?
Yes, this is a story I absolutely love. Anytime we can get sport into the movers and then throw in beer as well into the mix. The Guinness maker Diageo said to sell or said to mull options for its Indian cricket team stake, so considering potentially even selling that. This is the Indian Premier League cricket royal franchise called the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. I'm getting way too excited about this story, as you can tell. Now, you would think that would be quite small, but in fact, it has a $2 billion valuation, which is much bigger than I would have expected to see that. So that is actually lifting Diageo stock. We're up around 1.8% on the London market for DGE at the moment. There is actually a comment out on this from Bloomberg Intelligence, our analysts, saying that this could actually help Diageo reduce its leverage pretty significantly. So they've got way too much debt at the moment and also facing a bit of a struggling, declining market, partly due to tariffs and also a bit of overstocking on some of their products. The Guinness maker gaining on that cricket news today.
Okay, interesting. Is it the T20 that they are behind? I know nothing about cricket, although, yeah, perhaps I'll watch some of it. We are mid cricket season right now.
Any kind of input from me on cricket is going to just embarrass me.
I know you're a footy man.
Football I can do.
I thought you would stretch to cricket, but maybe not.
In the story, we have this important news. RCB, the club, recently won the IPL for the first time. And their biggest star is Virat Kohli, who has one of the largest social media followings in the world. So maybe that's why it's worth $2 billion. Yeah, we should know him.
Got it. Financial sector, UBS is declining today. What's the catalyst there? Also, the overall financial and banking services sectors amid the European market, they are seeing the biggest declines today.
Yes, so UBS specifically, ticker UBSG, this one down 7.4% at the moment. Now, that is the biggest drop in 2 months and raising a big jump that we saw on Friday. So on Friday, the Swiss government came and proposed new rules for the company following that big merger that they did with Credit Suisse, or the takeover of Credit Suisse a couple of years ago. Now, the Swiss government said that they'll potentially have to hold around $26 billion in fresh capital on their books. That was seen by some as better than expected, but today analysts are actually changing their tune a bit, saying that having to keep all this money on the sidelines may actually impact their competitiveness among the peers. The stock is dropping. Switzerland was closed yesterday for a holiday, so it's kind of catching up, actually erasing all of the gain we saw the last time it traded on Friday, and is actually down around 4% on a 2-day basis.
Okay, so that's UBS. And we also have the Ozempic-maker Novo Nordisk, which could face an unexpected influence. Tell us more.
Yeah, so this is an interesting one. Parvus Asset Management. Now, this is a hedge fund or an activist fund that is based in the UK. So it's based here in London, announcing or said to hold at least a stake in Novo Nordisk that we didn't know it has. Now, it's probably going to be less than 5% in terms of the holding because it hasn't been officially disclosed. But these activists tend to be pretty influential. And the Financial Times reporting that the company is looking to have a say on who they appoint as their new chief executive officer. So we know that Lars Fruergaard Jorgensen is going to stand down in what was a stunning move for the Ozempic and Wegovy maker. Potentially Parvus looking to have an influence on who they appoint. Stock getting a bit of a boost. NOVOB is up around 3% in Copenhagen this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. No immediate response either from Parvus when they were asked or requested to comment on this report, as you say, that originally emerged in the FT. Thank you so much for being with me this morning. Joe Easton is Bloomberg's equities reporter. Great to speak to you.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.